Hello everybody. Today we're going to be working on our self-portraits and we're going to break it down into sections. We're going to start out here with our eyes. I'm going to draw everything on a sticky note first and then I will transfer it over to my drawing. So, starting with our eyes. Many times students, when they're drawing eyes, will forget that eyes have three parts to them. Those parts are the opening of the eye, the full circle of the iris of the eye. The iris is the colored part of the eye. And then the small dot or pupil in the middle. This is what we're going for. But sometimes when students are drawing this, especially young artists, they'll forget that the iris touches the top and bottom of the eye. And they'll draw the whole iris as a circle in the middle with a dot. This only happens when the eye is opened really, really wide. So we want to make sure we stay away from that. So bringing this idea over to our picture, we are going to make sure that that iris touches the top and bottom of the opening of our eye, and that we leave a nice big open pupil in the middle. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other eye, touching the iris or the colored part of the eye to the top and bottom, and then doing the pupil in the middle. Stopping there. Now we're going to move on to our eyelid. And I'm going to stick this over here so you guys can see it for when you're ready. The eyelid is the skin that covers the eye. The skin that covers the eye can take three main styles: the curve, the plateau, and the mono eyelid. With the curved eyelid, we still have our whole eye opening with our iris touching the top and the bottom and the pupil in the middle. And then right above it, we have the curve. This is not the hairy part of our eye. This is just the skin that covers up our eyeball. Then, for those of us who have a plateau style eyelid, again, you have your eye opening, the iris and pupil, and then you have the plateau on top. And finally, for some friends, we have what's called a mono eyelid, which means that it appears as though we have no eyelids at all. It's not that they don't, it's just because their eyes and their body are structured a little bit differently. So we all have different styles and we all represent them in our artwork. And when drawing the eyelid, we draw it by following the shape of the eye, doing it the same style on both sides. Here, I chose to do the plateau. And then finally, for this step, we have the eyebrows. For eyebrows, there again are three main styles. We have the curve, the mountain, and the line. For the curve, it's thicker at the nose and slowly gets thinner as it gets closer to the ear. For the mountain, it's thicker at the nose, comes up at a point and back down like a mountain, and again gets thinner by the ear. And finally, for the line, thicker at the nose, straight across, and then thinner as it goes down towards the ear. Sometimes friends will have the mountain or the line and they'll be hard to tell the difference, and that's okay. When doing the eyebrow, we want to make sure that we're doing the eyebrow about a finger's width apart from the eye, and we follow the shape of the eye, making it thicker by the nose and thinner by the ear. Thicker at the nose and thinner by the ear. Notice that the eyebrow goes the whole length of the eye. I hope you guys were able to do this, and if you have any questions, let me know.